Now, you all have to be very careful of the beasts out here. I'm not gonna tell you what kind they are, because every single time I tell the locals, they'll just laugh at me like I'm some sort of a clown. And I know I'm not crazy. There's a deep, animalistic, non-human instinct only I can feel. I need to see bloodshed.
I think right now we should start talking about making you as comfortable as possible. Make sure your quality of life is as good as it can be.
Guess Rico's gonna have to get me a casket. Do you remember I locked you and your sister in the car?
I need to get help from my brother.
I understand he was seen twice by two of our workers.
Rico! What did you do to me?
You're in deep shit right now.
Oh, he just texted me saying there was some...
No sound. All right, hang on. Sorry. So we installed, the new equipment yesterday, so we were ironing out the kinks. We now have sound. We'll do an hour from now. So if you want to talk about the stuff you talked about, we'll show the trailer again.
So nothing was said?
No,
nothing came out for the last 15 minutes. My apologies, but again, we're ironing out kinks because we installed some new equipment yesterday to upgrade. So that's on me.
So me even coming out of the closet? Like, that didn't, like...
Well, everybody knows that already, so you don't have to talk about that again.
So
okay,
Pig
right.
Vomit's texting that he did hear the Forest Hills promo that was playing.
Okay, all right, good.
So the promo was playing, but any of our stuff before that was not playing.
Correct.
So we should be good now, though.
Yes,
so,
you are good now.
Oh, that's good then. I don't really... Well, that's okay. We didn't really get too deep, right?
We didn't get too deep at all.
You can go do an hour from now.
Yeah.
Okay. So, hey, kitties, what up, what up?
My apologies.
That's fine. We had a little kink action going on.
Yeah, we were kinky, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we can't have a menage a trois, like, when we're kicking this shit off and, like, expect everything to go...
Can we recap what we talked? We talked about the horrendous stench when we came into the studio.
Yes, that stunk.
That was that.
Maybe that's what killed the wire.
We talked. I hyped you up as best as I possibly could, just from the heart. I told people that I was honoring you by wearing a hat backwards and horn-rimmed glasses because I think so much of you that I think you deserve me to give you that kind of honor.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I liked it. I was getting turned on actually by the look tonight. It looks good.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm curious now, though, since. You are, no question about it, and for people who, again, my fans who are watching, and there's some of them who are watching, Nick is the front man of a very popular local band called Demon Scar. His name is Nizza. That's his stage name. And I'm not talking 600 followers. I'm talking 25, 30,000 followers on social media easily. I'm interested to know, is it normal that you just start the show, just talk, you don't do a lead-in with Demon Scar music or any type of...
Oh, yeah, no, we do.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah. We, I have like a whole intro or whatever, and I use actually the first song that I ever played with my guitarist from 20-something years ago. That's Meds.
Okay.
We were in a band called Tangent back in the day.
Yeah.
And when I auditioned, the first song that we did together was this song called Unhealed. And we still play it. And that song is actually the intro and the outro for Primal Scream.
Oh, so would that normally play just now? We just didn't hear it? Is that what was happening? Or you guys didn't play it tonight?
Didn't play it tonight.
Oh, okay. But normally...
It'll be on it. The outro will be...
Oh, the outro will be Primal. It will be. That's perfect. Okay, good. All right.
Okay, so
excellent.
That's fine.
That's good. Yeah. I just wasn't sure if normally you just roll right in, because everyone has a different way of doing their show.
No, I have like little snippets and stuff, like little pictures and what have yous, and the awesome artwork that Ricky Daly did from the ArmChair Detective craze.
It's so good, dude. It's so good.
Yeah.
Your shit. It's so good.
It came out awesome, and he sent that to me, and I was like, you know what, do you mind if I use it for the podcast? Like, I feel like that was the catapult for me to do this whole thing.
Yeah.
Was the ArmChair Detective whole Rex Human at the scene, being on News 12,
Right.
becoming the meme, and I was like, all right, I gotta go. I gotta get to work.
So just to recap what we had talked about, if you guys didn't hear, Nick was talking about the things that motivated him to ultimately do this, and certainly his longtime childhood best friend and best friend till now, Anthony DiDomenico, who's a longtime podcaster, one of the best that there is, was definitely an inspiration for you.
Sure.
Then you came on Hershey and the Keegs, and you were as natural could be, and then I certainly try to kind of say, hey man, you really need to think about this because you have something to talk about. And that was at the Rex Hurman time, but I said you have so much more to talk about than Rex Hurman and being the ArmChair Detective. You have Nizza, Demon Scar, fatherhood. I think at the time you were probably, the divorce was kind of pretty fresh at that point.
Well, see, dude, I came on your show twice. The first time I came on, Rex didn't happen yet.
Okay.
I came on like earlier in the year,
Right.
And then once Rex came on, you had me on again,
Right.
After the
ArmChair
whole
Detective
yeah,
fame.
all that craziness,
Yeah.
But yeah, like that last leading up to it, I was just trying to find something else to do because it's like, I'm doing all this shit, so I'm like, might as well take up all my time and try to do something that I've always wanted to do, and that's podcasting.
Well, I think the bottom line is this. When people want to hear you, you should let them hear you. And they want to hear your voice. There's no question about it. People enjoyed it when you were on my show. I'm sure when you've been with Ant, they've enjoyed that. And, ultimately, I think that your show, only 23 or 24 shows deep, you already show that you have a propensity for this.
Yeah.
You come in prepared every week. I watch your show. And we also covered a few minutes ago how you took a little bit of a break because life kind of caught up with you.
Yeah, man. It was just too much. It was too much going too fast, and I needed to take a step back. But I did. You guys missed that. I did thank Marc for reaching out to me because I did take a break because it was everything. I was firing on all cylinders and everything, and just burning the candle on both ends, and it just caught up to me. So I had to take a step back, and he reached out to me a few times, man. And I told him, I felt like I was like in Rocky 2 at that point.
Yeah.
I was Rocky. I'd sold Butkus. My eye was messed up.
Yep.
Peanut butter, wee.
You tried to sexually assault Adrian.
Right. Me too. Like it was
You
messed
me too,
up.
Adrian.
Right.
And you're back and you're in a groove now. You're in a groove. You seem super comfortable doing this. And I think the most important thing, which me and Mike always talk about, is that you have to want to look forward to coming here when you do the show.
Yeah.
And if you drag yourself here and you're miserable about it, then it becomes a job. And as long as it's not that, keep on doing it. If you're seeing a little growth, keep on doing it.
Absolutely. Yeah,
And,
I couldn't. I wouldn't want to do it that way, dude. I wouldn't want to be coming here and because that shows. It shows that you don't give a shit.
No question.
So, not going to lie, today I was tired as fuck. But,
yeah, you didn't want to be here.
but as soon as I get here, it makes me, I don't know, it makes me feel alive a little bit,
And what about, when you get text or calls or whatever the couple days after the show, and it's family members or friends like, dude, that was a great episode. Like, what does that make you feel
it's
like?
Cool, man. I always like hearing positive feedback.
Yeah.
I also like hearing the negative stuff, even the stuff that they might not like.
Yeah.
Am I going to go at this person, or am I going to take it and maybe turning it into something positive? You don't know.
Dude, some of the negative shit that was being posted. So for those who don't know, whether it be Knicks fans or Hershey and the Keegs fans, but Nick went virally famous when the Rex Hurman thing came down. He was basically interviewed on every local television channel, and not local, like Channel 7, Channel 4, whatever. And, people were someone made a meme out of him that went hog wild all over the internet.
Crazy.
And I think on Instagram there was one thing where a couple of people were taking shots at this Long Island piece of shit, and I was getting into fights with people, and you were laughing it off,
I mean, what, dude? If I was gonna fucking back off or
Yeah.
something for somebody fucking making fun of my chubs or whatever. I'm just
Yeah.
like, fuck them, dude. You know what? But it was cool that everyone had my back.
Yeah, dude. Of course, you're
they-
very loved.
That other guy too. What was his name? Oberman from.
Oh, that's right.
He fucking tweeted about me.
Yes, that
he was
big
like
douchebag piece of shit. Yeah,
I was like, fuck him. Like when he was relevant, maybe it would have been meant.
right
something.
when he was doing Sports Center in 1983.
Right.
It would have mattered. Now he's some douchebag.
He's a political asshole like
Yeah.
the rest of them.
Douchebag. One thing I think we need to make sure we go back and cover, because I don't think the audio was working, was
Randy West.
I think we need to revisit the Randy West.
Yeah.
Stuff.
I gave a shout out before to Randy West, one of the pioneers of 70s and 80s porn.
Yeah.
You could tell by the picture he really didn't age too much.
No.
He got a little salt and pepper upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
But he had the beautiful blonde locks back in the day.
Gorgeous.
And the picture that I'm showing right now is with Christy Canyon, Randy West, and my good friend Holden. He was a photographer back in the day. He still is.
Yeah.
You can look him up, actually. He has his own podcast as well. Magic Moments with Holden, I believe it's called.
Oh, yes.
Make a Moment with Holden. But yeah, this was at the AVNs. And Randy West was very down to earth and very cool, and he entertained my sick ideas because I was like, look, man, I would have done porn
Yes, sir.
long ago, but I have not the penis nor this body to do it.
Yeah.
And he told me, listen, kid, you're halfway there.
Yeah.
Maybe the penis is one thing, but he's like, the body, don't look at yourself like that because
Right.
there is a fetish for everyone.
Yeah. And I would think that you would fit many fetish categories. So obviously you're a big fella, you're a bald guy, you're inked up, and there's 100% guarantee for a fetish for people who like small peckers.
Damn,
so you'd be a small peckered, inked up, big fella, bald guy. I think you would be a smashing success in the porn business. Not that I'm looking to convince you to do it, or not that I'm looking to be your fluffer if you need me.
I know you'd be there.
But I think that don't sell yourself short, pardon the pun. I think you would definitely be a success in the porn business.
Like,
Yeah.
you know what? If the kid wasn't involved right now,
Yeah.
maybe I would.
Right.
That'd be the avenue that I would go down.
Right.
But there's one thing that I can't do right now, and do that.
You can't do that, yeah.
Because there's always playing on the playground. All of a sudden, I saw your fat
Yeah.
dad and his small pecker.
Yeah, you're the kid of Small Dick Nick.
Small
Yeah.
dick Nick. It makes you smell
Small Dick Nick, your daddy. I don't know how you have recovered from that. That's a
You
tough
can't.
one.
You can't explain yourself out of that.
And the funny thing is, your kid is, she's a great combination of your ex and yourself. She's a tough kid. She's a resilient kid. She does not, out of any kid alive that I've ever seen, she cares less about what other people think.
Yeah.
Just like you do, just like your ex does. Ultimately, you have taught her to be yourself. So she'll go into school one day with purple hair, with spikes. She'll go and dress like a Wednesday from the Addams Family.
Yeah, man.
She
She's
gives
her
no
own
fucks.
character. Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
why she's an incredible kid.
She don't deserve that, though. She don't deserve to be
No,
called the daughter
yeah.
of Small Dick Nick.
She doesn't deserve that. Right. You don't want to be Small Dick Nick's kid. So
Yeah.
she is already, but it's just not something that...
That's something that needs to be brought.
That's something
to
we
her
can't avoid at this
attention.
point. But
Right.
we don't have to publicize it.
Right.
Like talk about it on a podcast. Hopefully they're not showing this tomorrow against the in the field tomorrow.
Oh yeah, right, exactly. Who
that would
knows,
be-
man?
yeah.
Who knows?
Who knows
But at
what-
least that is only talk. I mean, words are damaging, but
Yeah.
the actual visual, and
Yeah.
like holy shit,
Right,
dude,
a
man.
little nub coming out of a big tattooed guy.
It's no
you can't
good.
you can't come back from
What is that? A shiitake mushroom?
Right, exactly. Is
that
that a
forest?
Is that a button? What is that?
What's in the Forest Hills?
I saw the forest. No, the movie. No, your dad's balls in his Brillo sack.
You downloaded the wrong Forest Hills.
That's right. No, this was like 2011. Your dad's ball sack.
Now, you know what? We're on the subject of school. I saw something that you posted today.
Let's hear it.
Seeing brand new levels of dumbness at a high school drop-off.
Yeah.
Almost not believable.
Not believable.
What happened?
So, you see how I post all the time. I take shots at Levittown because I live in Levittown.
I love it.
And of course, the people who, I'm not a Levittown person. I lived here for a while, but I'm not from here. So I take shots, but harmless fun. So I'm sure the nonsense that I witness on a daily basis happens in East Meadow and Farmingdale and everywhere else. But the shit that you see is just fucking mind-boggling. You will see 2 lines of cars looking to go to drop your kid off at the front of the building, the local high school, and then one person just decides that they're going to stop their car, stay there, dilly-dally on their phone, wait till their kid gets in. Now, these are not little kids. They're 9th grade minimum. So if you have to watch your 9th grader get in the building, there's a big problem here, okay? So that car, what happens is they stop, they fuck up the whole line behind, and then you get people all bent and twisted. You have other people literally speeding up to the stop sign, letting their kid get out, so the kid's running across the street. It's just bedlam. It's chaos. Like, every day you get away from there without seeing someone unscathed, you're breathing a sigh of relief. And for me, that's the most important thing. Keep the kids safe. Don't act like a dick. Just be smart about things like that. So it was chaotic.
It's division?
Exactly. I didn't want to say, but
it's
no,
division.
yeah. So it's just chaos. It's bedlam. It's thousands of cars. It's truancy, so no one ever gets their kids to school on time. Yeah. So instead of having a nice stream of traffic for a half hour, you have 25,000 cars in 3 minutes trying to get there.
I love that word, truancy.
Yeah, it's total. It's ridiculous.
From Fast Times.
That's right. That's
Truancy.
Exactly what it is.
Why are you constantly late, Mr. Spicoli? I don't know.
We have a school full of Spicolis. Exactly.
Oh my God! Because you know what? Now it's okay.
It's total bedlam. You'll see as you're. I mean, the baby gets a bus now. Zozo gets a bus to school or no? No. So
she's getting dropped off by by Sarah in the morning and stuff, and I pick her up in the afternoon. But I see how it gets pretty crazy with the circle drop off. I've done.
Oh, the circle jerk is ridiculous. Yeah, you see that. So I'm sensitive to it. I've been basically dropping a child off at school for 18 years now. So my oldest daughter is almost 22. I have a 14, a 19, 22. So I've been dropping children at school for a third of my life. So I'm extra sensitive to the stupidity that goes on.
Yeah, man. School traffic is not something to be taken lightly.
That's right. Exactly.
It's pretty crazy.
Thank you for noticing my hijinks on Facebook.
I like it.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Speaking of I see you post about King Cullen all the time. They're closing, huh?
So it's really devastating. King Cullen, after King Cullen and Levittown on Hempstead Turnpike, right off of Gardner's Avenue, has had several false alarms over the years where people go into panic and there's bedlam in town that they're closing King Cullen, and then there's a last-minute save that, no, they re-up for another year. Well, if you walk into King Cullen today, which I did and left there very teary-eyed, the shelves are starting to become barren. So this is legit.
Yeah,
this is real. People are losing jobs. The full-timers are getting relocated to other stores locally, but the part-timers are fucked. And the store's going to be totally vacant within a week. October 3rd, it's done.
It's done.
And,
it's over.
And that's where living in Levittown, I have the option to shop at Stop and Shop, ShopRite, but I like King Cullen because it's just an easy in and out. There's no one ever there, which I guess probably has something to do with why they're not going to be in business anymore.
I used to go there too when I lived over there.
Yeah, it's a great place, and you get to know everyone who works there because they're just so depressed and there's nothing going on.
Yeah.
So I will. There's no question. I write about it like I'm making fun and it's a joke, but when it's not there, believe me, I will be very,
Don't
very
know what
sad.
you got till it's gone.
That's
man.
it, baby. To write a song about that. Yeah.
Cinderella did already.
That's right. I know.
Actually, you know what? I do have a special place in my heart for King Cullen because it was my first job. King Cullen, not that one.
And D-Bag also, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm a no rehire though.
Oh, really?
They won't hire me back there ever.
Well, not that you're looking to necessarily.
No.
Yeah.
But I tried once, and they're like, "Nope, you're a no rehire."
And
Anthony likes that when he tells
does.
me. He's like, "Nah, you're a no rehire. I can go back, but you can't." But I think though he may be a no rehire right now.
I can't imagine it's the picture that he has posted of himself for many years of
Face
him
banging the fucking
he's banging a ham.
Frosty, Frosty the Snowman in his deli uniform.
Did you guys work in the deli counter together?
No. I was on the front end. I did whatchamacallit, cashier.
Oh,
and then I
wow.
did sometimes they would send me out to get the cart boy and help him, but that was just like a break to go smoke weed in my car and
Right.
stuff.
Yeah,
and
I can
like,
imagine you
know.
being a really fired up cart boy.
Not at all,
running around
dude.
that lot. There's Nick's out there and there's 650 carts all the way up and down the highway.
Yeah, no, fuck that, dude. Like, if you ain't dropping your cart off in the front of the building, it's fucked. Because I wasn't going chasing it on Sunrise Highway.
I imagine that you were a very popular character working the register.
Oh, they love me.
Yeah.
They love me.
I'm thinking that there was a line, the other line had 35 people, and Nick's line was empty because people were afraid to go up there. It's like, no, it's okay. We're over here talking to our friends. We're fine. And Anthony was slicing away, right? He was great at that.
I don't think you know what? Me and Anthony did not work together in the building at the same time.
Oh, that's
because he
sad.
worked in Genovese
Oh, okay.
with Rosser.
I got you.
With my
Jason
other
Rosser.
Jason
yes.
Rosser.
Yeah.
Rosser got fired from Genovese because of me, and Anthony got so mad because he got Jason the job at Genovese. And
Yeah.
what happened was he sold me a pack of cigarettes for $2, but he broke a 20.
Oh, okay.
So instead of like the $5, it was $2.
Right.
And he said, "Oh, my friend didn't have money," and they're like, "But you broke a 20 for him." So
That was it.
That
It was
was it.
over with.
They just needed the final nail.
That was it. The nail in the Rosser coffin.
Yeah. And I forget. For me, I let somebody go into my drawer to make change for themselves, and they're like, "You're not supposed to do that. You can't let anyone go in your drawer." And I'm like, "Well, if you count it, and if it's over or short, then you have a problem. But if it's like fine."
Well, was it a worker or a fellow worker or just a person?
Yeah, it was a worker.
Oh, so they're getting twisted about a co-worker?
Yeah.
What assholes.
I pushed the button, like I was bagging someone's groceries, and
Yeah.
I pushed the button. I'm like, "Yeah, break it yourself, dude. I'm doing it."
Right.
Maybe it wasn't the smartest thing or whatever,
Right.
but
Well, the guy had a handgun and a mask on. That could have been it. Go ahead. Just do what you got to do.
and they frowned upon me selling alcohol to my friends when they were underage
Right.
too. Like I dodged that bullet. It was kind of like
Mm-hmm.
Thornton Mellon in Back to School. Like they brought me in the back and they're like, "Nikki, we're only going to ask you this one time. Did you know those boys you sold that alcohol to?" And I'm like, "Mr. Steinweiler, I can't lie to you. No, I did not." But meanwhile, they were wearing Meppen jackets and stuff, and like, "I'll see you at the party, Richter."
They're wearing Nick Graystone Nizza
Right,
jackets.
exactly.
Demon
They're wearing
Scar
Demon
jackets.
Scar shirts.
Yeah, they're bald with their hats backwards.
Never. I don't even
glasses.
know these fucking guys. What are you talking about?
It sounds like you deserve to be fired. And
Yeah.
What did Ant do to get canned? What happened there?
I don't know. I think he just quit a couple of times, and then the last time I think he walked out.
Okay.
I gotta ask him.
Yeah, you'll get him on that for sure.
I'm sure he's gonna be pissed off that we're talking a lot about him right now, though.
Oh no, it's all positive. It's always going to be positive. We're not talking anything negative.
Because the first rule is don't talk about Anthony.
Listen,
That's the first rule.
You brought him up. I didn't. I'm just playing along. I'm just
But
the
I love
guest.
him.
I do too. I'm just the guest.
I can tell a story. You know what? I'm not going to tell
No,
a story.
don't do it. Don't do it.
Because then he definitely will be mad at me.
Yeah, we don't want that. We
No.
don't want that. We want him to be enjoying the show if he is watching it because of you, not me, obviously.
He might be watching because it's a double,
Right.
right now.
Yeah.
And he wants to see the antics that we're doing.
I would assume he's probably watching the Yankee game, maybe catch up on this later on.
He gave a sad face to the thing. I haven't seen that in a while.
Well, we haven't been friends on Facebook in about a year or two. So
He gave the old school sad
he
face.
did?
I
That's
laughed
amazing.
about. Yeah.
It's like you didn't miss a beat, like an old dog that you don't have to teach him new tricks. He knew it. It's phenomenal. It's so funny that people will still ask about that.
The
Like,
sad
whatever
face?
happened to the guy who used to sad face everything you posted, literally?
It was
And I'm like,
awesome.
yeah, it's been healthy for both of us. I think that
Yeah,
we're not,
you needed a break.
Yeah,
man.
but I didn't know that he said.
See, now he's going to be mad because I fucking blew his cover.
No, he wasn't hiding it from me. If he's sad facing it, he was a public sad
Well,
face.
can you be friends and not follow each other?
I don't know. I think it's so funny. Like there were a couple of times where he'd be like, "All right, fine, I'm not gonna do it anymore," and then he would like stop for like 3 days, and then I would
can't help it.
Then I would open up my Facebook page, and I would see from here to the bottom of my phone, it would just be sad faces
all
on
the
every
way
post
down.
that I made, and of course I would crack up. You know what I mean?
They're
It's just-
hysterical.
it's so funny, everything. And I will say that he did really try to be careful about it. Like if I posted something, like a picture of my dad or something, like he wouldn't fuck around with stuff like
Family,
that.
dude. He
He
doesn't
wouldn't.
fuck
No, he was
around.
very respectful of that. Once in a while, one squeaked past him by accident. I'd be like, dude, you fucking sad face that? He's like, I wouldn't. Like, so he never tried to intentionally ever disrespect. It's not his
Yeah.
thing. He wasn't very, very respectful of my family, of course.
Always, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I do want to talk. I don't know if have you heard about this movie, The Substance?
I heard about it. I don't know enough about it, so I'd like to know more about it. If you can tell me with some substance about the substance.
First of all,
Thank you, Tone.
so The Substance,
Yeah.
starring Demi Moore, Margaret Qualley,
Oh,
who
yes.
is the daughter of Andy McDowell,
Yes.
and
Ooh.
Dennis Quaid. So it's directed by Coralie Farge, who directed Revenge back in 2017.
A classic.
So I don't. I never saw that, but I heard it's on Shudder, and I heard it's worth a watch.
Yes, I'm sure it is.
First of all, I cannot believe that Demi Moore did this movie.
So I saw you posted that, and I made a note to ask you about it, but I didn't want to ask you about it before the show. Did that mean that she was showing vagine? What did it mean?
Full frontal, bro.
Shut the front door.
Full frontal. Both of them.
Really?
Both of them.
Boobs are fake, I'm sure, at this point.
They are, but dude, Demi Moore is pushing 60.
She might even be more than 60 at this point. I'm not sure, but she's definitely in that range.
She still looks fantastic.
Wow. So boobs and then vagine.
Vagine, Heine.
Wow.
And, I am saying Heine.
Yeah.
But I'm going to dive. I have to. Because,
Dive.
All right. So, first of all, it's like a remake of The Rejuvenator from 1988.
Okay.
The premise of the movie is she's an aging actress in Hollywood.
Okay.
She has her own aerobics class TV show.
Keep going.
Dennis Quaid is like in charge of the network, and he wants to fire her and find somebody who is younger and just
Yeah.
a new generation.
New face, new age. Yeah.
So she hears about this thing called the substance. So the substance is this thing that you take injections, and basically you have the first rule about it is you're just one person. Do not listen and differentiate and think that you're two different people, but you're just one person.
One person.
But a newer version of you comes out, and you have 7 days in that body, and then you have to do the switch and go back to your other self.
Okay.
And it's just the balance of that, and it's really just an over-the-top, crazy horror movie that, like, just got into the mainstream from some reason. And
So it's like a little bit of a twisted sci-fi kind of like mental thriller type of thing?
yeah. Like Requiem for a Dream?
Oh, God.
All right, so Requiem for a Dream
please.
and Reanimator, if they...
I still have horror nightmares from that movie, Requiem for a Dream.
That's a oneer for me. Like,
Yeah,
I watched it a few times, but
no.
I shouldn't have.
I think I left the theater crying. I'm pretty sure I did.
So,
Yeah,
speaking of leaving the theater,
Yeah.
4 people entered the theater to watch this movie. By the end, there was only 2 left. So the half of the theater walked out.
Wow.
It is
Wait, you
a
saw it
tough
in the
watch.
theater?
Yeah.
Oh my God! You really what? So you just wanted to see Beaver? That was
No,
basically
I didn't
it?
know.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I would have ran to the theater. I
Yeah.
ran to the theater, but like I would have doubly ran to the theater.
right.
So now, speaking of the dive, and I did say Heine before,
Yeah.
but I have to say that Margaret Qualley's asshole just told Anne Heche's asshole to hold its beer. Now, Anne Heche,
Yeah.
in the Psycho remake, has this over the shot of her ass when she gets stabbed in the shower, and it's one of the ultimately crazy cinematic this side of the porn
Yeah.
shots of asshole on a movie.
Talk slower.
And Margaret Qualley
Really?
has a scene where this happens.
She blew her asshole right out.
Right onto the screen,
Wow.
and you see. And it's just unbelievable.
Wow.
Unbelievable. She's a beautiful girl
Yeah.
with a beautiful asshole.
You did not. you did not expect any of this to
No.
go on.
No.
You were in there. You and who? You went by yourself. Who'd you go
Yeah.
with? Yeah. You just were sitting there, a thing of popcorn, and next thing you know, you see a stink hole.
I
You
couldn't
had
believe
no
it.
idea what
and
was
then
coming.
you saw before that. You saw Demi Moore's, and I'm like, holy
Wait,
shit!
I don't understand. With it,
10 minutes.
I understand seeing ass and tits and beaver, but how do assholes play into this?
They're staring at They're staring at themselves in the fully naked in
Yeah.
like a mirror,
Right.
And it's just like the camera's from the back and it pans in, and then there's like a scene where
Like
she's just laying there.
Are they
on her
playing
side.
catcher? What are they doing that you can see them?
No, it just
You see it?
yeah, it's there.
Wow. It's perfect in every way.
Yeah,
Wow. So this is a see again for you.
yeah.
So
Multiple.
Besides the obvious porn related element to it, is it a good film?
Yeah,
Oh wow.
yeah,
Okay.
it's pretty crazy. Like Dennis Quaid just has he's such a slime ball.
Yeah.
And he has that punchable fucking face.
Yes, he does.
And he's just like, so like in Requiem for a Dream, there's those shots like where it's like really up close and it's
Yeah,
like fucking
scary.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got like that. He's like in your face and you're like, oh my God, like Dennis Quaid, like get away, you know? And
So obviously the question that I and I'm sure all the viewers want to know is how is Dennis Quaid's asshole in the movie?
he doesn't get naked. There's no full frontal for him.
Because that would be pretty impressive if the picture from The Rookie was showing his stank hole.
Yeah.
It would be pretty amazing if that was happening.
Or the hero in Jaws 3D.
Oh, that's true too. Yeah, and he was also in a great movie with Jake Gyllenhaal years ago. He's been in a lot of great.
He
things.
wasn't in Brokeback, was he?
Brokeback Mountain also. Yeah, exactly.
That was Heath Ledger. Which no, but also Dennis Quaid was in that Enemy Mine with Louis Gossett Jr. Remember that one? Sci-fi.
Rest in peace, Louis Gossett
Yeah,
Jr.,
man,
who
he
just died
passed away.
recently.
Yeah, recently. That
Man.
was like this year.
Mayonnaise, he was great.
Oh, dude, he was so good in
Officer and a Gentleman. Phenomenal. He was also great in a movie. Oh, Vanessa Hollingsworth. That's a big time comic that just walked through here. So just for people who are not familiar with the scene, Hershey and the Keys are usually on a Tuesday night. There's no comedy shows going on. Thursday night, 8 o'clock at Governor's is a show. So as we're sitting here, we're seeing comics walk in. That was Vanessa Hollingshead, her name is? Yes. She's a big time headlining comic. Keith Anthony, who I think is the top of the hill, he's here. Eric Tartaglione's walking by. So a lot of activity going on. But the real activity is right here, right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of activity going on.
Yeah, Tom Green was here once when I was doing the show.
Oh, yeah. Tom
was pretty
Green's a buddy
cool.
of Tony's. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I don't know. That's fine. I don't know. I'm lost somewhere in Quality's asshole.
I mean, I have to see this movie now, although I don't see movies in the theater hardly ever.
This might be worth the trip.
Well, the next movie that I'll see will be in 2 weeks when I see The Forest Hills. Which is your film with Shelley Duvall and Edward Furlong, and there's another big actor in the movie as well. What's his name?
Nick Graystone.
Nick Graystone. No, the other actor from Terminator is in it. Or there's another legit.
Well, Dee Wallace is in
Dee
it.
Wallace. Dee Wallace was in it. I mean, it's amazing how Scott Goldberg, that's the name of the director producer, is that right?
Yeah.
How you guys
Nailed
were able
all
to
these people.
Shelley Duvall, you guys know from The Shining and Popeye and Fairy Tale Theater, I think it was called, or something like that. Edward Furlong from the Terminator film. Dee Wallace was it Cujo? What was
Cujo and E.T.
I mean,
and The Howling.
This is not like a movie thrown together with $25. This is a legit major motion picture that I encourage all you guys to see. Are there any tickets left for Friday, October 11th in Farmingdale?
It's about halfway sold out right now.
So I'm going to be there Friday, October 11th. I bought a ticket for myself at the Farmingdale Cinemas. If you guys want to go, shoot me a text and maybe we'll get a seat together.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, so exciting for you, dude. Really,
We're going to do a
it's great.
Q&A.
So exciting.
Me and Scott Goldberg after the theater, if anyone's still willing to hear us talk. I mean, it is a 10 o'clock show,
but it's a 90
start
minutes.
time.
It's not a long.
It's not a long film at all.
Yeah. Great.
It's like that's how I like my horror anyway. 85 minutes and out.
Yeah.
That's the way it should be done. Like even with comedy, I like these movies that are 2 hours plus. Like The Substance was 2 hours and 15 minutes,
Right.
which was long,
Right.
but very
Yeah.
enjoyable.
I mean, I think there's certain movies that can get away with it. The Forrest Gumps and the Green Miles and the Shawshanks, that they were long. But I think like a horror flick. Although you had told me that the Forest Hills is not a typical. It's more of a brain teasing. You said like it's not a typical horror movie.
Yeah,
it's
it's
more of a
cerebral.
cerebral. That's a good word.
Like that,
Really
right?
good word.
Yeah, it's like it's more of like it has a slow burn to it, and it's kind of like psychological, and it's really the descent into madness of one.
Yeah.
That is he a werewolf? Is he not a werewolf? He has visions of all these like things that he does, and Shelley, she plays his mom that's dying. She's terminally ill, and she has flashback. They have flashbacks of like what she did to them when they were kids and stuff, and it's really his day to day dealing with all this stuff.
So, did you ever think? And I don't know if you guys knew the level of illness that she had at that time, but she's playing someone who's terminally ill, who really was terminally ill.
She, you know what? The whole thing was when Scott reached out to her, it just so happened that he reached out to her at a point in her life where she was like, I'm not getting any better. She had physical ailments. Mm-hmm. She had a very, her mental state wasn't all there, mm-hmm. and she just wanted to feel like an actress again.
And she had physically, you could tell she had kind of given up a little bit. Like she was
100%,
not, I mean, she was really a beautiful woman as a younger person, and now obviously her teeth were missing, and she kind of just was giving up.
She's reckless. Like that movie, The Aviator, with Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yeah,
She was kind of like that. She went into kind of like hiding and just didn't really deal with anyone. She wanted to get far away from Hollywood as possible. So when Scott reached out to Dan Gilroy, who he's actually in the band The Breakfast Club, mm-hmm. He was her partner for 30 years. He asked him if she'd be interested, and he was like, here, this is her number. Give her a call. So I guess she wanted to hear what Scott had to say. And at that point, she was like, sure, I'd like to try it. So they went down there with a 2-man crew, totally respected her, went to her house, and they filmed some insert shots. And then she, at the end of it, was like, I'd really like to act with other people. I'd like to open up, maybe we could do another scene or something. So they got Felissa Rose to go down to Texas, and they brought more of a crew, and then they shot more with her. And then when I got involved, we went back down and we shot some more with her and Rico.
Mm-hmm. Who was basically the star of the movie, yeah.
And she opened up her house to us, man. And she was just, to me, she was so sweet. And there's a thing that's etched in my mind when we were filming. So basically, we're sitting at a table. I'm across. I'm not in the scene, but I'm watching them act. Mm-hmm. And in between takes, she looks over to me and she was like, am I doing okay? And I'm like, dude, this is Shelley Duvall
it's
asking
Shelley Duvall.
me.
Doesn't matter what she looks like or what her mental state is. It's Shelley Duvall, who was a major movie star.
Yeah, man. She fucking acted with Jack Nicholson in The Shining.
In one of the most popular movies in history.
She looked at him and said, aren't you Nick the Dick?
Little Dick Nick?
Little Dick Nick.
I love your work. You want to sign my DVD?
Can I sign your little dick?
But you could probably only put SD on it.
Why did you say half an S on Nick's dick now?
And if it gets hard, you could put oil, OYL.
Is that a breakfast treat that she drew on his dick? What is that? So I'm curious to know so your feeling right there. Explain to me what you were like. Is she talking to me? What did you feel like when she
instant heartbreak, dude? I was
just that's killer, dude.
I felt such.
Wow.
It was a bittersweet moment, dude. Just looking at her, and I'm like, holy shit, dude! Like she showed such a
Vulnerability,
vulnerable human side.
Fuck.
And I was like, Shelley, you're beautiful and you're doing such a great job.
Wow.
And she just smiled at me.
Wow.
And then I said to her, because Rico had gone over, Chico Mendez went over.
Who's phenomenal. I've seen the
he's great.
Parts of it, yeah.
He gave her a hug and he gave her a kiss on the cheek.
Yeah.
And he like went back to his seat and I said, and Shelley, you know what? In a little bit, I'd love to steal a kiss from you. And she looks at me and she's like, you don't have to steal anything, darling. Anytime you're ready, you can give me a kiss on the cheek.
Oh my dude. You talk about, and I'm sure you know, being a front man of a very popular band, that you've had surreal moments in your life. This had to be, for at least from an entertainment standpoint, I'm sure watching your daughter be born or whatever, but from your life and entertainment for all these years, the surrealness of that must have been mind-blowing.
Yeah, it was, man. It was something that, like, I'm never going to forget, man. It's just one of those opportunities that not many get blessed with, where you're... I was content with life, dude, at that point, just to see something like that, you know, like, wow.
You're shooting a major motion picture at Shelley Duvall's, was it a ranch, I guess? Is that like she lived on a ranch?
She lived on this big piece of property in Blanco, Texas.
Okay.
That was just secluded.
So, but she certainly by far wasn't destitute or anything like that, or she was...
Yeah, she wasn't poor, but, you know, she just didn't she wasn't around the glitz and the glamour anymore, dude. Like I feel like she still had access to do that if she wanted to,
right?
But she really didn't. You know what, mental health, man, is a motherfucker, and it's just like,
yeah, man,
it's one of the most not talked about biggest pandemic things that are going on in life now.
Might be the biggest.
It is, man.
That nobody wants to talk
no
about,
one
but needs to.
You know, people are ashamed about it. You know, us growing up in a society where people didn't even know what was going on. Like, I feel like now they'll put a label on anything, man. When you go to a doctor, they'll say you're this, you're that, and this.
Right.
But back then, they had no fucking idea. Like, you know, like even with me growing up, I remember like walking, and you know that movie with Jack Nicholson and I think it's Diane Keaton. He's got like OCD.
Oh, As Good as It Gets.
Yeah.
No, it's one of my favorite movies. Helen Hunt and Cuba Gooding Jr. and Greg Kinnear. As Good as It Gets. It's a phenomenal.
So there's like a scene where he's walking and he's like the cracks in the street.
Yeah, he has to leap over them. Yeah.
Dude, I used to do that all the time.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like now, thinking back on it, I probably had shit going on in my head that should have been diagnosed when I was a kid, man. Like, you know, it's just, it just never got talked about. No one really ever, you know, unless it was something so crippling that somebody couldn't deal with normal society.
Right.
Then maybe it was, but then they would give them like, you know, these mind-altering drugs that would fucking fry their brains.
So they used to do it, and I remember because my mother's mother, my grandmother, was in and out of psychiatric wards, and you would see them do crazy shit like, I mean, you wouldn't actually see shock treatment, but they would give people shock treatment. They would just put people away in these psychiatric homes. Pilgrim State used to be packed with people out in Suffolk County, and they didn't know what to do with people, so they just labeled them as a crazy person, and they just threw them away.
Yeah.
So you're right. If you were dealing with that shit now as a kid, you would have had an IEP, you would have been on Ritalin, you would have been on all these different things, and you were walking around cracks as little Nick Dick when you were 14, and no one really gave a fuck what you were doing.
Man, no. Like, it's weird, man. Like, you know, all the things that weren't talked about, and you know, I feel like I don't even know like how we got into this. I was talking about Shelley, but like, she just, I give her all my respect, man, because she was just like, you know what, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to show them one last time what I could do. And she did a great job, I feel.
I'm curious, and I read a little bit about it. I knew that she was, I don't know if it was her husband or her partner, but he was obviously very protective of her, and he took a lot of good care of her. What kind of shield did he put up at first when you guys came there and you saw this going on, and that this is a movie of, this wasn't exactly, Stephen King coming and shooting a movie. It was someone on a smaller scale. Was he protective? Was he okay? How was he?
It was just like, listen, you were going to film, and when she's done, she's done. She's going to let you know about it, and you just have to respect her wishes.
Okay.
If you get the shot or not, and that's the chance he had to take,
And he was cool, though. He was
cool. He was mad cool. Like I said, he was a musician, so there was a lot of downtime that I had because I had no shots to be filmed. So I talked to him a lot, and we were talking about the 80s and stuff, and he dated Madonna back in the day.
Shit.
Yeah, so he's been around, man. Like, he was a cool guy, man. And he had his hands full because I feel like she did not want the help that she could have got.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she needed the help.
Yeah.
And like she just wanted to be left alone. She just wanted to have him take care of her.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't want help from her family because that was another thing when Scott reached out to her, and she said yes. One of her brothers caught wind of it and contacted Scott and said, "Don't you dare exploit my sister." And he's like, "It has nothing to do with that. We're not doing that. She's agreeing to do this film with us." And he was just, obviously he's putting on his protection for her and everything,
Of course.
But yeah, man, it's just. I feel like also there's going to be a lot of people that, because of what Dr. Phil did back in the day when he interviewed her and everything and kind of made her look like a crazy person.
Right.
There's people going to think that we did manipulate her into this, and that's not the case.
So I think what I thought about that, especially when she, the timing of this is kind of wacky, that you guys shot this movie and then she wasn't imminently sick. The fact that she passed recently and this is going to be her last film is kind of crazy. So I thought about that, and I think it's really nice that you happen to have pictures and videos of when you guys were giving her flowers. You have some real life intimate moments with her on film that you can say, you're trying to say that we exploited her. We were friends with her. She loved this.
You know what, man? I will defend it to the death. I would never put my name on something that if we took advantage of her.
Right.
I would not put my name on it and have it released with me on it.
Right.
I would have totally backed out of it. And from day one, if I thought that we were taking advantage of her. Right. And I even said to Scott, this is she's passing away right now. We have to treat her as if she was family or a friend right now, and not like a meal ticket, and try to monetize on her death. And, it really was a tricky situation because, do you do it as a final tribute to her?
Yeah.
There's going to be people out there that are going to question it.
Sure.
And I've already come across people like that I've talked to, and one person in particular, I'm not going to mention names or whatever, but at a convention caught wind of me being associated with the Forest Hills, and he was like, "I think that what you guys did trying to get her onto this film was disgusting." And I just, at that point, my fucking guns were
blazing. You were ready to fucking
and I was just like, "Yo, listen, bro." I'm like, "Did you have a movie that she didn't want to do or something? And what's your fucking problem?"
Right. What's your dog in this fight, dickbag?
And he just didn't want to engage into that, and I think that's what it was.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
Yeah.
So I think you had said that to me right after she passed. We had texted about it, and my thing was just the opposite, that this is going to be a beautiful homage to her, and you guys are doing it in a classy way, and she's going to be exceptional in the film. From what you told me, she was magical, so she deserves to be shown in this light because she wanted it. She didn't have to do this. She certainly wasn't doing it for the money. She wanted to be part of this film.
That's it.
So the bottom line is, fuck all the people when they see the film. They're going to be like, you know what? That person at the convention, and they'd be like, I'm a dick because she obviously did this as a labor of love, and it's her goodbye shot, and she deserved it. And I think you guys all did a beautiful job by her.
Yeah, man. Thank you, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm happy that we're able to get it out, man. You know, and like, let's see what
goes.
people. See what people how they perceive it and how they like it or whatever, you know. If they don't like it, they don't like it, you know. It's just I believe in it.
Listen, man, I can't say anything else. I'm excited for it. I can't wait to be there for you, and we're gonna have a great night. It's gonna be super.
So moving on, I got all into this the Menendez brothers Netflix series, and I thought they did such a fantastic job.
Really?
If you haven't seen it, we lived it, you know, growing up, watching them on TV and stuff.
Yep.
They also bring back a bit of pop culture with Milli Vanilli. The usage of like a few of the songs from them throughout this mini series, it's like sprinkled through or whatever, and it makes you think that, like, I think Milli Vanilli back in the day got a raw deal.
It's so funny that you're talking about this because Stacy and I were driving to Binghamton this weekend, and Milli Vanilli's "Blame It on the Rain" came on.
Dude,
on
great
Sirius,
tune, right? It's a banger.
And I was loving it. And I said to her, she's like, "You have something in your mind that you want to ask me," and I'm like, she knew I wanted her to wiki the song to see if the one that's on the radio. Is it actually them singing at that point? It's not. None of that shit was them.
No, it wasn't.
I was thinking maybe the video was just them and the song. But no, ultimately she said that it was these two British guys or whatever it was. But when I saw Milli Vanilli later on singing their own stuff, it wasn't very good.
No.
So
they try to stage a comeback. Like I was looking, I wikied it too after this.
Yeah.
They tried to stage a comeback in '98.
Little Dicky Nicky Wiki.
Yeah. I went to my Dickopedia.
Little Dickopedia. Just looking up small dicks.
Okay, so this one's not as big as mine, but it has more girth. So where do I fall into the...
Is that a Stelladoro breakfast treat on that little Dicky Wiki?
A Nantucket Hammer.
Oh, God. That's so good.
So before they staged like a comeback and they were supposed to go on tour, Rob of the... I don't know if
Milli,
he's
Vanilli,
or Millie.
Yeah.
He passed away.
Oh.
He had a accidental overdose.
Oh, boy.
But yeah, like you said, man, like their personal like their release after that, those releases weren't too. It wasn't Blame It on the Rain.
No,
we'll
it
give
wasn't.
it that.
Yeah, I guess he was probably hoping that if he overdosed, someone else would die.
Right, instead of him, right?
He just thought anything
That was
else.
supposed to be you.
What the fuck? I died? What the hell happened?
You mean this
here?
is real?
This is really me.
So explain to me why. Well, why do you think they got a raw deal? I mean,
I don't know, man, because like there's so much artificial shit going on right now.
Right. Well, that's a good point because if you go and you see a lot of musicians in the studio and they come out with good stuff, and then you see some musicians live and they're an atrocity.
Yeah.
Terrible. So what is really the difference between their songs being amped up in the studio and then coming out live and being horrible? So I see what you're saying.
Like you see all the, you know what, like they got outed, like how so many of them get outed. Like that backing track is a fuck sometimes, and it like will bite you.
Yeah.
You know, like what it did to Mariah Carey that time, you know?
Boy. Yes, it did.
And like it ruined their career, dude. They're the only group that ever had their Grammy taken back.
Right.
Well,
the thing is, you have to realize they didn't have a career. It ruined their fake career. Like, what did it ruin? They were fucking scam artists, basically.
Yeah, basically.
But
I mean, they did sell a lot of records.
I will
man.
tell you though, easy on the eye, the both of them though.
Oh, dude, they're beautiful.
Yeah.
They make a dark-skinned brother think twice. Dude,
yeah,
you know?
no
Like,
question.
they were some good-looking dudes, man.
Yeah, no, easy, definitely easy on the eye for sure.
But yeah, dude. So the song that's really in it a lot is "Girl, I'm Gonna Miss You," and they play it during.
So
and I don't
good.
even know if this is real. And I googled it. They play it during their mother's like memorial service, and they picked it like dude, like, are you out of your fucking mind? Like, that's a song about, like, you know, you hit it and she's leaving and you're like, she's leaving town or whatever. It's not like, Mom, like, you know, thank you for being a great mother. I'm going to miss you. And, like, you put that song on, like,
yeah.
It's just so ridiculous that they played it, but it's a great song.
Well,
dude.
you know what's interesting? You know, the fact that they played a wacky song would be pretty connected to the fact that they murdered both their parents. You know, the fact that they, you know, like, that was probably
right.
more
That's the
fucked
most.
up, you know?
That's the most. Yeah, right. That's
You
the most
believe these guys
important
played
one.
that song?
Right?
The guys who
The
chopped their
knife.
mother's heads off. I mean, you know.
Do you now, like, speaking of which, so they did, you know, that's what this whole thing is about.
Right.
They give you the what ifs.
Yeah.
Like, they go down the avenue that the father was molesting them.
Correct.
They also go down the avenue that they were both incestual towards each other.
So I haven't watched it, and you know that I'm a big Menendez brothers follower. We've referred to my son Max and his friend across the street Luca as the Menendez brothers for years.
Yeah.
Because they're two little tyrants. I have watched all the documentaries, everything. I am not generally a big fan of reenactment shows where there's actors playing parts of live things, so I haven't watched it. But then I think Keegs had mentioned to me, or someone, that there's a lot of the fact talked about that they liked each other, that they were in love with each other. I don't know. I mean, what do you think from what you saw?
It's what ifs, brother.
Yeah.
The what ifs. That's what's always crazy about these cases, is it cut and dry.
Okay.
Were they just two spoiled pricks that, you know, they got basically spoon-fed and they got fucking outed of their will?
Yeah.
And they killed their parents because of the money?
Right.
Was the father a fucking creep, and did he fucking molest these poor kids?
Right.
And were they, you know, I don't know, dude. It just doesn't.
know.
I don't know.
Okay.
I would think that I'm going to go with option A,
Yeah.
and that's that they were all about the money. They got cut off. They didn't know what to do because they were complete fuck ups, and they decided just to kill the parents and try to get away with it. But I can't discredit for somebody that says they got molested, because you don't know if you weren't there, you know? Like, that's another thing, man. Like, you know, like, now coming forward, though, like, one of the kids in Menudo that's, like, older now said that Jose Menendez, which is the father,
Right.
raped him when he was a kid.
Wow.
So,
And he was definitely under 16, because that's what you had to be when you were in Menudo, I believe.
Ricky Martin.
Yeah. We talked about it on our show the other day, how I don't think the parents could have been non-caring parents, because they had given one of those kids the most beautiful, perfect toupee ever. We never knew that one of them was wearing a wig all those years. So they definitely loved them.
Yeah.
No
And, you know,
question
the mother turned a blind eye also to
Yeah.
if there was abuse going on, because, you know, she was popping pills. She was also an alcoholic. That was, like, well documented in the show or whatever, and people also verified that. So could there have been, you know, some extracurricular shit going on with the father? You don't know, dude.
You know that what I'm a collector of, I don't know if I ever told you this, but so the parents were killed, and they were, at the beginning, they weren't really suspects, or at least they were running free throughout the country, spending tons of money for months.
The basketball card?
The basketball card, yeah. So I own that basketball card. For those of you who are not familiar with it, Marc Jackson, a former Knick point guard who was a St. John's guy and then went on to coach the Golden State Warriors, one of his early basketball cards playing for the Knicks was at Madison Square Garden, and in the background in Celebrity Row, you can see both of the
Spike
Menendez
Lee
brothers.
seats.
Yeah, they're sitting right on the floor, and it's the Menendez brothers. It's
How much
really,
are those tickets?
The tickets were probably, even then in the 80s, probably, I would say, like $1,500 at the time. Now they're several thousand, so $3,000 for a pair. But
they bought season tickets.
yeah.
So they were fucking jet setting from
L.A.
to fucking Knick home games.
Yes.
Like, dude, you're spending money, bro.
All the money they were
So
spending.
they weren't grieving.
No, they were out there. They were whooping it up.
Blame it on the rain, bro.
Yeah, man, blame it on the rain. I love that. I have that card in my office. I look at it every day because it's just such a mind fuck.
Right, dude?
It's crazy.
That's cool. It's like that other card. What does it say? Fuck me or something? Fuck you, or?
Billy Ripken.
Yeah.
Yeah. He fuck off, it says.
Fuck
yeah.
off. That's great.
Yeah.
That's like one of the infamous cards, man.
So I know this is hard to believe, but the weekend before my bachelor party, so several weeks up to my bachelor party, me and my two buddies spent basically every weekend in Atlantic City, and it was July of 1999, and we sat down at a blackjack table, and I looked to the right of me, and Billy Ripken was sitting next to me, and I asked him about it. He laughed, and he's like, "Yeah, I was just fucking around," and now it's one of the most famous baseball cards.
Is it worth
ever.
a lot of money, or?
I think there's certain versions of it that are like the first print of it. Now everything that's out there is just duplicated and copies.
Yeah.
But the first cut of it before they killed it, there's not that many around, and it's worth a shitload of money.
I think the Menendez brother card now is worth like, I thought $30 or $40 the other day.
Yeah, there's a lot of them around there, but I never bought it with the hopes of it being worth anything. I just think it's cool as shit.
Did you ever see it, Tony?
He's looking at the Billy Ripken card.
I'm looking for it now.
The Menendez card is just
The
it's
Menendez
outrageous.
card is fantastic.
Yeah.
It's Mark Jackson from the Knicks.
Meanwhile, now, I don't know how much you followed it, but Rosie O'Donnell has been pushing hard. She wants them out. She's been in contact with both of the brothers. Rosie O'Donnell has been going hard to fight. She's been in touch with their wives to help them get out of prison.
Wow.
Yeah.
Rosie.
Which is it's so random. You know what I mean?
Like Rosie O'Donnell out
Yeah.
of everyone, huh?
Like you would think that I wouldn't think that she believes that they're innocent, though. She doesn't think that they had anything to do with it. So kind of shows you what a cuckoo bird she might be.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
I also have to take a point from this now. In this series, Nathan Lane is in it, and Nathan Lane plays Dominic Dunn.
I might have to watch it then
So-
because I love Nathan Lane.
But he doesn't play his flamboyant, usual self in like his role. He plays like a straight-laced. He's Dominic Dunn, who's the investigative journalist.
Yeah.
He's the father of Griffin Dunn and Dominique Dunn.
Okay.
So Dominique Dunn was Dana Freeling in Poltergeist.
Oh, yeah.
She got killed when she was 21 or 22 years old in front of their house by this guy named John Sweeney. And what happened was Dominic Dunn dedicated his life after that to highly publicized cases of like domestic violence and everything, because John Sweeney cut a deal with the prosecution, and he only served 3 years, and they killed this girl.
Jeez Louise.
They try to like play the victim and stuff and say that.
ArmChair coming through with deets on that one.
Yeah, man. So like when at first I'm like, who the fuck is Nathan Lane playing? Like, you know, they're talking to him, and then they said they were calling him Nicky, and I'm like, Nicky? I'm like, oh, whatever. And then all of a sudden they're like, Dominic. And they said Dominic Dunn, and I'm like, oh my God, that's him. I'm like, holy shit.
Oh,
Then you look at him, and he's like a doppelganger, dude.
Wow.
Like, yeah, he did a great job.
It would have been great if they had him play Dominic Dunn as the character he played in Birdcage, though. Innocent! Didn't do it!
Get me my Perrin! I love
Coleman!
I love that movie.
Oh,
dude.
it's Stacy and I quote it all the time. It's
so
it's
good,
one of the
dude.
best ever. Gene Hackman, man, come
Yeah.
on, so
And
good.
Hank Azaria, dude, is so good.
Right, Hank Aaron Nazaria, right? Hank
She
Azaria.
works. Narazaria.
Hank Nazaria is in it. Robin Williams, Callista Flockhart.
Yeah, man.
Like
Diane Wiest.
Oh my God,
She works hard for the money.
Yeah.
Ging, ging, ging.
great film, man. So goddamn good.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
My godfather, God rest his soul.
Rest in peace.
He that was one of his favorite movies too, and he was totally straight laced, but he was just like he couldn't help but like just laugh at it because
it's
of
brilliant.
like it's fantastic.
Brilliant film.
When Robin Williams is trying to teach Nathan Lane on how to like be like a straight dude,
guy, yeah. And he couldn't walk the right way.
pinky and shit.
Put your finger down.
He's like, no, I want you to go across that room and walk back here like you just came off a horse. He's like walking like he's all contorted and shit.
So good.
Rest in peace, Robin Williams,
Oh,
too,
man.
man. Popeye.
Yeah.
Well, Popeye and Oliver together again.
Jeez, amazing. We're talking about both of them. Look at that.
Yeah, man.
Crazy. Good shit.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
So, you got any plug-in to do? Like any stuff coming up?
Yeah. So, for me, the most important thing that I'm working on, and certainly you know about it, is every Tuesday, 9 o'clock, me and Keegs, the Hershey and the Keegs show, produced by Tony Walker, Tuesday night at 9 o'clock at Gov's Comedy Podcast. You go on Hershey and the Keegs show on Facebook. We will be actually producing another comedy show coming up in the fall, probably like November, December. So if anyone wants to come to that, you've seen me perform comedy a few times and you've come back. So
I
that's
enjoyed
a good
it.
sign. Thank you. But yeah, the podcast, man. Just watch Hershey and the Keegs and keep on supporting Governor's Comedy Club podcast. Nick's podcast obviously is huge. So all my people who are watching, please continue to watch Nick's. And that's it, man. Thanks for having me on, bro. It's been a blast. I really appreciate this.
Dude, it was great, man.
So much
I
fun.
knew this was going to be an
Oh, it's a
awesome
hoot.
thing.
Absolutely.
Tony, I wanted to play my new video, actually.
Oh, good.
So this is from Sando. He's a great photographer, and he filmed me do my new single up at the Lethal Weekend 7 in Manchester, New Hampshire. And this is my new single, Kill Hate Me.
This one that says Niz Alive, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be dropping on September 23rd. It's called Kill Me, Hate Me. Just listen to what I say. Please don't beg me to stay. If you're gonna leave me anyway, better off worlds away. Should've known most people don't change. They just get lost with age. Old pictures all fade, yet all good memories remain. It sucks life hasn't been kind, and 100 sleepless nights, 1,000,000 miles away. Even in the bed we made, if you wanna hear me, even our blind eyes see. When it comes to you and me, or you and I, yeah, right, maybe next time. Knock me down, come on, kill, hate me. Don't harm me, don't love me, Lord, take me. Knock me down, come on, kill, hate me. Don't harm me, don't love me, Lord, take me. Knock me down, come on, kill, hate me. Don't harm me, don't love me, Lord, take me. Knock me down, come on, kill, hate me. Don't harm me, don't love me, Lord, take me. Knock me down, come on, kill, hate me. Don't harm me, don't love me, Lord, take me. Knock me down, come on, kill, hate me. Don't harm me, don't love me, Lord, take me. Knock me down, come on, kill, hate me. Don't harm me, don't love me, Lord, take me. Don't harm me, don't love me, Lord, take me. Guys, you've been awesome. I have one more. Give yourselves a round.
All right, that was Kill Hate Me. That was my new single. I recorded that with Greg Gavitt from Center Stage Music, and yeah, we always he's a good guy to record with, because like we come up with like different elements for these tunes, and he always pushes me vocally, and we got like that feel with the echo at the end and stuff, and like I credit him to that, you know, because like I wasn't sure as far as the angle that I really wanted to go with this song, and it's totally different from like my Demon Scar stuff. So
Awesome, dude. Congratulations.
yeah, so
All good
that's
stuff.
my full length Nizza album should be out the beginning of the year. Also, early December 3rd, Demon Scars full length is going to be out. I've been working on that for a while. This is like been 2 years of doing that, and it's good because it's got my drummer sings on a couple of tracks on it. My guitarist even put some vocals on it too, so it's got the three of us, which I've always wanted because I feel like we have three different voices, and like just to like we meet somewhere in the middle. So I'm looking forward to that. That's called Same Old Show. That's going to be coming out in the beginning of December. For the month of October, I'm going to be at Schmidt's Farm. I believe, Tony, I sent you a graphic. There's a coupon for Schmidt's Farm. Has the clowns on it. I don't know if I sent you that or not.
I don't. Oh, yeah, I got it.
Cool.
Hang on.
So yeah, Schmidt's Farm is gonna. They're opening this Saturday night, and they're gonna be there for the month of October. It's Long Island premier haunt attraction. Last night we kicked it off with family and friends night, and we had a blast. Otto came out in full form.
Did he scare the Schmidt out of them?
Yeah.
He did?
I was scaring some kids. My niece came too, so
That's awesome.
I followed her throughout the whole haunt. My brother was laughing. I had it going. So if you use promo code CLOWN, $195, there's $5 off the admission ticket, and you can use that up until October 6th. My suggestion, because it does get crazy as the month progresses, come early. You're not going to suffer. We're already in full Halloween mode there, and it might even like catapult you into the mood, So
Nice.
To beat the lines and everything, come down, stay in the loop. You can find us at Schmidt's Farm Haunt on Facebook and Instagram, YouTube, X, and go to schmittsfarmhaunt.com/tickets. And if you come down, seek out Otto the Clown or the Butcher, whoever I'm going to be that night. I'm not sure which. Could all see. And Zozo's actually going to do 2 nights with me, so that's going to be fun.
Amazing.
Yeah. So also at this time, I'd like to thank Mr. Beery's. Mr. Beery's is the premier. Oh God, I can't even think of the word right now. Not host. Sponsor of the Primal Screen podcast.
Nice.
We're having an awesome event there coming up. Beery's HorrorCon. That is going to be on the 12th of October. We have Patty Mullen from Frankenhooker. She's going to be in the house. She's going to do a question and answer. We have a bunch of different vendors, and we have a psychic medium that's going to be there.
Wow.
My friend Christina's going to be making some sweet Italian cuisine. It was delicious the last time.
Yes, man.
So that's a $20 fee. You get a free shot with that. And the second part of that night is going to be Tom Bennett's birthday. We're going to have a couple of bands play. I'm going to do a solo set too. So that's going to be good. It's going to be all day. Come check that out. And there's always something going on at Beery's. So on Mondays, they have Monday Okie, which is the fun karaoke with Kevin Mundy. Tuesday night is vinyl night. You bring down your favorite vinyl. They'll throw a side on for you. Wednesday is Let It Bleed with the Rolling Stones tribute band. Thursday, which is tonight, it's the best open mic night on the island, hosted by Murphy's Music. Tomorrow, Friday, September 27th, is Gilio and Salgrad and the Bully Wins. And then on Saturday, Alt X and the Face Stabbers are going to be there. Now, Alt X is actually Jared from Demon Scar. He's our drummer. He has a band, and he sings, and he's really good. So They do all different types of 90s covers and everything. Go check him out. Tell him I said what's up, and maybe he will make you buy him a shot or something. And that is going to be on Saturday, the 28th. And I just want to leave one last thing before we leave tonight. When I was on the Hershey and Keeg show, it was right around the time of my dad's birthday, and he had just passed. So tomorrow actually is September 27th, and I just want to give a shout out to Dad. It's his birthday. I miss him every day, and I know you speak fondly of your pops, and we had great fathers, and I just hope that he's proud of everything that's been going on, and I know he is, and I miss you. So I love you, Pop, and just wanted to say happy birthday, and thanks. Again, I want to thank Marc for coming down. It was a blast.
So much fun.
Yeah, awesome time tonight.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Tony, for making us go silent for the first 15 minutes for the deaf community out there.
We recouped it all afterwards, though. We got it back.
I think I might do like a little thing in the front. I'm going to learn some sign language, be like,
Yeah, just
talk about the asshole and stuff.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like,
Don't talk about Tony like that.
no, not that asshole. Again, this is Primal Screen. I'm Nick Graystone, and you're not. Later.
Thank you for listening to Primal Scream. I'm Nick Graystone, aka The Nizza. Each week, Primal Scream is produced by Tony Walker and executive produced by Demon Scar. Always remember, nobody writes your story but you. Later.